Join me every Tuesday for fun and games and play for cash. That's right. Sylvia Mid, the fun word guessing game is back and you can come aboard and play. It's simple. Just email us your name and contact information and you are in there, baby. Yeah.
Hey, what is happening over there? How you doing, Larry? It is Tim's Tidbits, and we thank you so very, very, very much for
Hold
joining
on.
us.
This is 100 G. Larry ain't here.
Oh, Larry ain't here? Oh,
He,
okay.
to, he told him to fill in for him.
Oh, okay. Well, then introduce yourself. Who we talking to?
I'm 100 G. I'm Larry's brother. I got my new grill in, so I'm still breaking it in and stuff. But I'm gonna let y'all look at it a little bit.
All
Got
right.
diamonds in it. It's my new grill.
New grill. You spend big money on your grill there?
Baby, you know what I'm saying? 100 G chain. You know what I'm saying? You got to rock the mink, make it look good. He told me to dress up, so I put the mink on. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey,
Dress
check
up
it
for my
out.
brother, make him look good for the show.
All right. Hey, man, let's see what we are going to talk about tonight. 100G, thank you for joining the show. Oh, let's see here. Ooh, gun violence in America, the division in America, and keeping an eye on Asia. That should be some interesting topics. So gun violence in America, obviously, big news is the New York subway shooter. You've heard all about that, right, 100?
Yeah. That's kind of crazy, man. It's crazy down there in New York. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, apparently, about a couple hours ago, I guess it's 7 o'clock now, about on the 5 o'clock news, I guess it was, depending upon where you're at in the country. It's 5 p.m. Eastern. They ended up catching the guy. And the story goes, now check it out. They had closed in on him so tight they had a picture everywhere. I mean, they probably had it posted on walls down in Texas, right? I mean, this guy was going nowhere.
Yeah, he did a lot of damage on that subway, man. A lot of damage.
So anyhow, yeah, they caught him outside of McDonald's, and they think he called himself in.
What the hell are you doing to McDonald's?
Catching a last meal, catching a burger before he goes to jail. Or
if I go to prison or something, I'm trying to go somewhere like Papa Do's, give me some shrimp and some steak or something. I ain't trying to go to McDonald's, get that cheap hamburger, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'll tell you, it isn't it, and who knows what sparked the guy off, but apparently he has a criminal history, and I mean, that's not the first. Certainly not going to be. I mean, gun violence is prevalent.
Yeah, that's a bad thing in America, man. Them guns bad.
And here's an interesting thing that I heard on television the other night was that for whatever reason, one of these programs on cable wanted to lean way to the right and saying that this guy was, because of the station where he pulled this off at, where I can't remember, but it's in the boarding station is a predominantly Asian neighborhood. So is he boarding just to target Asians? That was one of the conspiracies they tried to spin on this show. And then the other that I found interesting was he said, apparently New York has such tight regulations when it comes to concealed carry that nobody really was there that could have tried to protect everybody. He had a concealed gun, and it's like, isn't that not promoting like vigilantism?
Yeah, I think the law in New York is like, if you have a gun, it's mandatory 2 years. Remember, Plaxico Barris shot himself? He got 2 years because of that. I think that was in New York.
I mean, what do you think about that type of a tight gun control? You agree with what this guy says? Like, if there would have been somebody down there that was armed, they could have prevented a lot of it?
Well, it's possible though, but since down there's no gun control, you can't really, it's tight gun control, you really can't say that. Because at the time of the point he started shooting, people were scared. It's different from Texas, because down here everybody packing, but it depends on the situation and depends on the individual. When you in the hood, then everybody's strapped down there. So one person starts shooting, somebody else probably gonna start shooting. But you on the subway, get ready to go to work, drinking coffee, bullets start flying. The last thing you're gonna think about is trying to pull a gun out. And plus, that's New York. They don't have guns. Guns are not that loose like it is down there. So
I mean, they have that same type of a situation in Texas. Do you think that had that transpired in Texas, would that be the same outcome, or do you think there would have been somebody that would have taken control, whether you want to refer to it as vigilantism or protecting everybody?
Well, I think because people were so in their lax state of mind, had that happened here in Texas, it could have been the same outcome because it depends on where it happened at.
Well, the train station in downtown Dallas, as a for instance.
Yeah, Texas is different though, because everybody packing heat down here a little bit. So 9 times out of 10, somebody else would have had a gun. But I'm like, you really don't prepare yourself to be on the train or on the bus and deal with somebody just shooting bullets everywhere. At the end of the day, if that's not your mind frame, then how you gonna be prepared for that? Unless you prepare for that. So it could have went a little bit different, but at the end of the day, I think that if you're not prepared for that, how he did everybody and people got hurt, I think he caught them off guard, and you can easily catch somebody off guard, especially when you're shooting a gun.
It doesn't matter where you're at or who's there.
Yeah, because probably going to be your state of mind. Yeah.
Yeah, I can concur with that. Apparently, what he did after he must have had a couple of clips on him because he fired off 21 shots or something. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I was shocked it was a brother. I'm like,
But in any regard, apparently he jumped off that train, went across the little, whatever you want to call it, waiting area between trains, jumped on another train going the other direction, was gone.
Yeah, mental illness.
Yeah, it's obviously that's what it is.
Yeah.
And as we discussed, he had a criminal history of violence.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently he never had a felony record. So he was able to come to Ohio, purchase his Glock that he, 19, I think it might have been, that he took. That's what he actually did the deed with.
Yeah, because it's great areas and loopholes. If you want to buy a gun, you can buy a gun. It don't matter whether you buy it legally, you can buy a gun illegally. So that comes to the point to where I can agree where there needs to be a little bit tighter gun control. I'm not saying how can you control it though, Tim? How can you control it when you got somebody on the black market, or you got somebody in the hood that's selling guns, or you got some just go lucky guy that just want to sell guns and make money? How you gonna control it? How you gonna control that type of gun control? Okay. I understand the government gun control. How you gonna control individual gun control?
Well, you could control it to the point to where a person with any type of a violent past has to go through a little bit more of a struggle than just Joe Blow citizen going to a gun show and or a gun dealer, as a for instance. Okay? Now, however, you're right. Black market is still going to be available, but let's put it in the same context as putting a lock on your door. The lock on your door isn't going to prevent crime, but it's going to detour some of it. And I think the purpose of maybe tightening up some of the gun control to detour some of it. Are you going to stop it? No, we both know this is never going to stop.
No.
But you can make access to those weapons a little bit more difficult for those who are prone to violence.
But I can say this: I'm not shocked that has happened, because we don't had a lot of incidents where guns have been involved and a lot of people, innocent people, have gotten hurt. So this is just another occurrence. It's sad to say that I'm desensitized by seeing this, but I've seen this many times, and it's going to come again. So the government has to do something.
I mean, we've seen it in school situations, and we know now this. I don't know. I think almost the schools have a knee-jerk reaction to everything.
Yeah.
And, because they're concerned, we need to alleviate some of this concern from our kids. They don't need that kind of stress. from our educators, from our law enforcement, from, your neighbors. That no, Larry could be off the hook, but he's out there with a 12-gauge shotgun, but it's perfectly legal because he doesn't have any priors or whatever the case is. But the whole damn neighborhood knows you're crazy.
Right. So it's a lose-lose situation with a gun, man.
It's a weird, touchy situation. You are so right. What was I going to talk? Oh yeah, I could actually show the video on that. Did we? We didn't even show the video on the guy with the New York subway shooting, but we could catch everybody up just in case they don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, the people up on the rock. Let's let them see this right quick. You living up on the rock.
Overnight, police towed away the U-Haul van, believed to be connected to the person of interest in the investigation, 62-year-old Frank James. Police say James rented the van and the keys were found at the shooting scene, along with a credit card used to rent the U-Haul in Philadelphia.
If in fact the three things, the gun, the credit card, and the U-Haul are all linked to one person, you may well have this mass shooter.
The rampage unfolded during morning rush hour Tuesday. Witnesses say a subway passenger wearing a neon green construction helmet and vest put on a gas mask, set off 2 smoke bombs and opened fire.
I saw a lot of people coming out of the train station. One of them was injured. I believe it was a lady getting shot right on her leg. She was screaming, she was in a lot of pain.
Police say the attacker fired 33 shots with a semi-automatic handgun, wounding 10 people before the gun jammed, which they say likely saved people's lives.
We are truly fortunate that this was not significantly worse than it is.
Videos show passengers in the smoke-filled subway car pounding on a connecting door, trying to escape. As the train car pulled into the subway station, terrified passengers ran onto the platform and the gunman escaped. But police say a backpack was left behind, filled with loaded magazines, commercial-grade fireworks, and a hatchet. They also say they recovered a Glock handgun. At a hospital last night, New York Governor Kathy Hochul visited some of the victims, including Huari Benkada, who was among the first people shot.
You see like a black smoke bomb going off, and then people bum rushing to the back. This pregnant woman was in front of me. I was trying to help her. I didn't know there were shots at first. I just thought it was a black smoke bomb. She said, "I'm pregnant with a baby." I hugged her, and then the bum rush continued. I got pushed, and that's when I got shot in the back of my knee.
Meanwhile, investigators searching for James are not calling him a suspect in the shooting, only a person of interest. He had an active social media presence, posting numerous videos to his YouTube page.
I am driving because I started my trip early.
In one video, James talks about post-traumatic stress disorder, and he was also critical of the New York mayor's homeless policy.
He mentions homelessness, he mentions New York, and he does mention Mayor Adams. And as a result of that, in an abundance of caution, we're going to tighten the mayor's security detail.
And a member of James's family says he has not been in touch with them for decades.
Boom, there. I mean, insane, man. Freaking insane.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not shocked. I'm kind of desensitized. I'm kind of used to it here in America and seeing it happen. But like, these are small incidents. I can't say they can't be prevented. They can't be prevented because they can't be prevented. It's going to happen again.
I think they can be. Let's say they can be minimized. They can be minimized, $100,000.
Well, you look at it though. It's been a while since we had something like this, and luckily no one died. So that's the good thing about it. Now, he was talking about homeless people, and then he was talking about stuff like that. So he actually had some things on his mind, but because of his mental issues, he didn't have a way to express them properly.
See, but then we can go into is that system failure, knowing somebody like that's out there and not seeking and not providing them the help that they need, and who knows if he knows if he freaking wanted it. This point in your life,
this point where you're shooting people, there have been red flags. There are red flags, and people just ignore those red flags until something drastic happens. So
use your voice, people. Yep. I don't think it's so bad to sit there and tell, some type of intervention, whatever's necessary to keep people alive. Anyhow, let's move on. talk about divisiveness sometimes in America. Seems to be the big thing now is abortion laws, right?
Yeah.
And it looks like Oklahoma is jumping on the bandwagon with it.
Mm.
Oklahoma is cutting off another option for women to be able to get an abortion. The state legislature approved a bill which will make abortion a felony. If it becomes law, doctors who perform abortions could face up to 10 years in prison and a $100,000 fine. It's slated to have regional impacts. After Texas approved the so-called heartbeat law, nearly half of all Texas women who got an abortion out of state went to Oklahoma, according to UT Austin.
What I'm scared of is that people will not be able to make a decision that fits their life, and it will change the course and direction of their life because of it.
Access to abortion could be restricted even further in the coming months. The Supreme Court is set to give its decision on the Mississippi law, which could overturn Roe v. Wade. Right now, 21 states, including Texas, have laws on the books that would ban most abortions if Roe is overturned.
Ooh. I don't like that. I don't like that, Smooth Tim. Honey, you don't like that.
Explain.
You know why I don't like that? Because what if you have a circumstance where you were sexually assaulted and got pregnant? What's up with that? What if you was in a bad relationship and then the dude decided to leave you, you're a female left with a baby that you can't take care of? What you gonna do then? You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of homies. I know a lot of people that grew up with bad parents and staying with their grandmothers, staying with their uncles and auntie. I did that. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is sometimes you got to make a decision to prepare yourself to be prepared for the child. You can't. You don't want to force a bad parent upon a good kid. That's all I'm saying.
See, that is a moral decision, I believe.
Yeah, you don't want to force a bad parent upon a good kid.
You know, I believe
all these children have potential.
If a woman seeks an abortion, I believe that's a moral decision on her part.
It takes
now,
away
whether we agree or disagree with it,
wants to have control of everything, man.
The thing that probably worries me the most, and let's say they overturn Roe versus Wade and it makes abortion illegal throughout the country. You don't think that people seeking abortions are going to go to Mexico, or they're going to go to some back alley to get the abortion done?
It's going to be.
Isn't that why, under G, why they came up with the RV Wade? Part of that is so you wouldn't have these, back alley abortions, and women going down to say it's. You're not going to stop it. It's this same way we were just talking about guns.
Bootleg abortions, you know what I'm saying? Man, listen, it's gonna happen. No matter what you do in America, prohibition, when it comes to anything they try to ban, anything they consider illegal, it's gonna be a gray area or a loophole or some way to work around it. But you legally let it happen. They should make a law where there should be circumstances saying that because of this and this, legally you can have an abortion. What about that? Wouldn't it be fair? If a sexual assault occurred and then you got pregnant,
put some parameters in the law. See if
are you under a certain age? You know what I'm saying? But if you're 35 or 25, 30 years old, and then you just had a bad relationship and got pregnant, you shouldn't be having an abortion. Okay, you're a grown woman then. You know what I'm saying? And you're past 25, 30, you pregnant, you just pregnant. Write that out and then take care of that baby. But when you got sexually assaulted, if you're a brand new teenage kid or something very young, no. If you don't have anybody that's going to adopt that baby before you have it or whatever, after you have it, before you have it, and then that's the best option. We need to bring better kids into this world.
You're passionate about this subject.
Yeah, but you got to understand, I didn't grow up. I grew up okay, but like I said, I know a lot of my homies that didn't have opportunities because their parents wasn't prepared. Parenting is hard. Parenting is probably the hardest thing you can do in your life. I don't care about college, whatever it is. College is tough too. Don't college go to, but parenting is the toughest job ever. So if you're not prepared to be a parent, you shouldn't destroy a kid's life just because the government says you can't have an abortion. If there's nothing set up where someone's going to adopt that baby that's already set up to take care of that baby, you should have an abortion. Depending on circumstances. You see what I'm saying?
I understand completely what you're saying.
If you out there hoeing around and you get knocked up and you a grown woman, take care of the damn kid, and that's your fault for having sex with the wrong dude. You should have been using protection.
Yeah, that's
All
your
right?
because she was negligent. She got pregnant.
But if the circumstances state you're on the certain age or a sexual assault occurred and you got pregnant, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Bam.
I love the kids, man.
Well,
So
we solved that one for the government if they were anybody listening.
Yeah, good kids need good parents.
But you know, sometimes it's insane because and we are in the middle of, in one of these is just abortion is just one of them. But I mean, these people are so back and forth, and when I say these people, I'm talking Dems, Republicans, all of them. It's insane, and how they put out some of these accusations about each other, and
like last week.
I mean, I just want to play a cute little video, and this comes from a right-wing program making accusations, but it's interesting, the rebuttals.
Right wing, baby.
Check it out.
About someone else. First, new evidence tonight that we, you, the American people, all of us, we were all lied to.
Frankly, we did win this election.
We were lied to by Joe Biden.
You know, we won Georgia, just so you understand.
Declaring that he could beat the virus as president, told that lie a lot.
We're going to beat this coronavirus, or whatever you want to call it, and we're going to beat it soundly.
And Biden's lies are so bad that even the Washington Post is calling him out for his lies.
The Washington Post new report out today. 1,100 lies and mistruths in October alone.
Almost everything he says is poorly read from a teleprompter.
They sacrifice every day for the furniture, future.
And today, yet again, he struggled to get words out.
Anonymous, really anonymous. Obama, amnesty, Obama amnesty.
What kind of president needs a no card to answer a basic and predictable question?
In his hand on a White House piece of stationery were 5 handwritten bullet points. Number 5 clearly reads, "I hear you."
Joe, let's be honest, was never particularly a smart or a bright guy. Don't expect Joe Biden to ever right the ship or take responsibility.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Joe is humiliating our entire country on the world stage.
We do have a very special relationship. In fact, I'll get that little piece of Vanderbilt.
Just when you thought Biden couldn't get any worse, well, he did.
Very fine people on both sides.
And any more divorced from reality, he is.
If you have a windmill and they say the noise causes cancer.
As Joe Biden completely mismanages COVID-19.
This is going to go away without a vaccine. It's going to go away, and we're not going to see it again.
Where are the tests, Joe?
So I said to my people, slow the testing down, please.
No doubt. Vladimir Putin is just shaking in his boots.
I have President Putin. He just said it's not Russia. I will say this. I don't see any reason why it would be.
Jen Psaki clarifying Biden's remarks.
I realize that there is a need for some clarification.
Oh, he really meant to say this.
I said the word would instead of wouldn't. The sentence should have been, I don't see any reason why I wouldn't, or why it wouldn't be Russia.
And he dragged his feet on resupplying Ukraine's army.
The president broke the law, overriding Capitol Hill by freezing that military aid to Ukraine.
Or is Joe going to do what he usually does, and that's bypass co-equal branches of government and do whatever the hell he wants?
I have an Article 2 where I have the right to do whatever I want.
Thankfully, Joe was not allowed to get behind the wheel of a tractor-trailer. We have a mumbling, bumbling buffoon as president.
Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bong.
Not one, but 2 Fox News reporters, stupid.
You ask a lot of stupid questions. What a stupid question that is. Stupid question.
Sippy cup Joe. but I like to call him sippy cup. Joe Biden is probably, not trying to be rude here, but one of the dumbest, least capable presidents we've ever had.
But that was the original chart.
Not too busy to spend nearly every weekend in Delaware at your beach house, right, Joey?
This visit marked the 358th the president has made to one of his properties and the 266th trip he's made to one of his golf clubs since taking office.
Now he's mocking Americans that have a different point of view than him.
Pocahontas, you remember Pocahontas?
Crazy Bernie. He's a crazy man. I don't remember.
Of course, his awkward touching, hugging, beyond cringeworthy, pretty gross to me.
I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. I don't even wait. Grab them by the.
He got caught red-handed. Joe got caught red-handed.
Fellas, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break.
I don't think it gets any weaker or more pathetic and embarrassing than that.
What?
Every time I see Donald Trump hair, it makes me want to go buy a surfboard.
What? No, I mean, you know, it's hysterical because they're calling out Biden for the stuff that he says stupid and does stupid, but you know, the shoe's on the other foot too. I mean, come on. How can you sit there, just like they say that when you point at somebody, you got like three pointing back at you, man. So
Trump has been the most unqualified president in the history of presidents of all the world. Period. Look at him. He's cartoonish. He's a character. Trump can kiss my ass. Not because he's white, not because he's a Republican. It's because he's a bad politician.
He's a narcissist. Okay? He's calling for what he is, a narcissist.
Yeah,
you know, whether you like him or don't like him, calling for what he is. And
I know a narcissist when I see one. The dude is full of himself. He don't give a rat's ass about nobody else. You know what I'm saying? He's an asshole. He's a dick. And then he's running the country. He didn't even have his shit together. Really? At least Biden is professional. Whether Biden is a real politician. And everybody knows if you're going to run a country, you got to know politics.
Yeah. I mean, he does know his politics. Is Joe getting old? Yeah. Is Joe getting forgetful? He may be. You know, I don't freaking know. But I mean, you know, you should be supporting, not sit there and demeaning. And you're demeaning the same behavior that the person you support amplified themselves.
I like Trump before he became president because we have other guys that came from entertainment. Jesse the Body Ventura, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Who else has came? Ronald Reagan. We have guys that came from acting and transcended into the politics and did well. But this clown, he can kiss my big white ass.
Well, you know, and some may claim that it's a conflict of interest that he has, you know, being as rich as he is, he has interest in how certain countries are treated and could that be true? Maybe.
Yeah, but think about it. We playing the game. Okay, it's a game. Politics is the game.
Oh, well, okay. Sometimes not a game.
No, Tim. It's all a game. I'm telling you, it's all a game. You gotta say the right things. Barack Obama, almost black man. He was a lot black. Hated him. He did 2 terms. Donald Trump, entertainment, white guy in America, got all these contacts and pulls. He only did 1 fucking term. Okay, so it goes to show you that if you know what to say, how to play the game, how to act, you can get 2 terms and get the popularity. They say the hardest time for a president is probably his first year, I think. Am I right or am I wrong?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, because he's still, probably first 3 years to.
Yeah, something like that.
You know, and if you look at business plans, and interesting thing that you say that. And hi, Follette Clark, thanks for watching. Anyhow, interesting thing that you say that, because if you look at how businesses project, they look at 5, 10, 15-year plans, right? Because they know that there's no way to immediately implement a change in their product.
No.
So, I mean, how can you be, inheriting what he inherited, be so extremely critical when you're responsible for some of the mess?
Well, Trump downfall, his biggest downfall was the coronavirus. He played it off. He was nonchalant. He didn't give a rat's ass. A lot of people died, and he wasn't prepared. He didn't do the right political things and say the right political things he should have said. And he's playing golf. He's reaping the benefits of being a president. I ain't gonna hate on that. Shit, I don't play golf, but hell, I'll be out there with some golfers with my mink coat on. I don't care if I'm sweating. I'll be out there if I got my money right. All I'm saying, he did what he supposed to do, but he wasn't a politician.
No, not in that
Politicians
sense.
should run our country.
He was used to living life the way he liked to live life, and that was spending his time, as you say, in Mar-a-Lago and other places, wherever. Who knows?
Well, he's
but
the
you know
president,
what?
so he got to change.
Here's what I was going to say. You got to see this. Now, this happened just the other night here in good old Buckeye State of Ohio. This is what happens when you get two people, Republicans, mind you, running for Senate.
You may not understand this because you've
I
never
understand
been in
it
the
fully.
No, you don't.
I do.
You've never been in the private sector in your
All right,
entire
I've
life.
worked, sir.
Josh, squat. About
2 tours in Iraq. Don't tell me I haven't worked. Don't tell me I haven't worked.
You don't know squat.
It's okay, right?
You don't know squat.
2 tours in Iraq. Don't tell me I haven't worked.
Back off, buddy. You're gonna
You back off.
Come on. Never that'll happen.
Sit down.
Never.
Watch.
Yeah.
Watch.
We'll square it away with the
Yeah.
wrong dude.
No, you're dealing with the wrong guy. You watch what happens. Listen, you watch what happens.
Hey, they say black on black crime is exciting, but white on white politics is very exciting.
Was that insane? I was like, man, these guys are about to spark off all over, and they're smearing each other. You see the same thing.
He did 2 tours.
Well, what had happened is, I guess they asked the one guy some time ago, did you do any military service? And then he, for some stupid reason, said, I never had any military service. I was too busy working.
Whoa.
All
right.
So
I was in the Army. I got kicked out, though. But I was in the Army, though. Okay. And there's some professional people. If you serve in your country, you got to be patriotic.
Right, and that was the standpoint that this other guy said. He took offense to it, saying, well, myself serving my country is work. And I have to agree with what he said. And I think Gibbons' statement was taken somewhat out of context. This guy sees the opportunity to use it in political way, and there's what happens.
You know what I saw though, Tim?
What that?
I saw the young dude and the old dude. Okay, I saw the older guy instead of using his finesse and skills to train the young dude to try to compete with the young dude. Okay, you don't do that. It's politics. Before that happened, he should have been smart enough to say, "Hey, this guy's this, I'm this. How can we work him?" They're not doing their homework. The old school dude, school didn't do his homework. Young dude pulled the school dude into his world. And the school dude is going to lose because he has to do his homework because he's more knowledgeable in politics. You can tell. You know that.
He's been around. Well, the one guy's a businessman. The other guy comes out of the military. So he doesn't have any, I don't think, real formal business training. And
you can tell.
And
you can tell he's just a hothead with a suit on.
Right.
From the military, they got people that like him. Other guy, even though he's not a true politician, he's a businessman. The United States of America is a union. It's a business. The Civil War is because of business. Unionizers, it's a business.
But the little young guys running on the backbone of, pro-gun, anti-abortion, pro-Trump, and yeah, and you're not going to get everybody to agree with you. I mean, we just talked about this earlier.
Yeah, young dude, he don't get it. He's falling into the bullshit.
Should be interesting. Well, when you have a political party that sees a potential person that they can groom to do and say what they want.
Yeah, but at the
That
end of
goes
the day,
both ways. Now I'm not going. That goes both ways, Republicans and Democrats.
you can see. Hey, you can see through the bullshit if you woke. Remember, we had to. I saw my brother had a show about woke. Was that 2 weeks ago about being woke?
Yep. You know what?
When you woke, you can see through that.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because you know what I really want people to think about is: are you a conservative or are you a liberal?
When it comes to the social elements of the state, the two major ideologies that philosophers focus on are conservatism and liberalism. Conservatism is associated with beliefs that a country or state should hold tradition and custom as the most important aspects of their society. Conservatives do not like the idea of social change unless it is absolutely necessary. Conservatism basically favours long-standing traditions of culture, religious beliefs, or national defined beliefs.
I see.
Conservatism carries patriotism for the nation state and believes that our belonging to a nation with a history of beliefs and culture brings us and the people in our nation closer together. Our national identity, our social structures, norms, values have been built up over thousands of years through many generations to shape us and make us who we are, and conservatism believes this should be preserved and protected.
Yes, I understand. However, in the last century or so, we've seen radical social changes across the Western world. The whole world, in fact. As human beings, we're a creature that is always changing. We're learning, we're evolving, so of course there are going to be social changes, because we as people are always changing.
Okay, but conservatism isn't against change completely, but rather it believes this change should be a slow or gradual process. It could be referred to as organic change. Conservatives understand there is a social change, but would like to control it and ease it in piece by piece so as to not disturb the wider web of society. It doesn't believe in radical change or any form of revolutionary change in a society.
Well, there has been radical change and revolutionary change in many parts of the world, and a lot of this has been beneficial. Conservatism is concerned with social culture, but there have been many cultures of oppression and subjugation around the world, and conservatives would argue that this still needs to be protected. It is because of this that I favour liberalism. Liberalism is based on the political philosophy centred around the individual. The individual should have as much personal freedom as possible, providing their freedom does not affect anyone else other than the individual. So for liberals, tradition and culture and custom are not important at all, and they see no value in upholding these. It is just down to what the individual wants, how the individual wishes to act or to dress or to live. It's all about personal freedom and giving each person the most amount of freedom possible.
Interesting.
In the last century or so, liberalism has really taken over in the Western world and shaped our beliefs of toleration and respect for all human beings, no matter how different they are.
Yes, okay, but liberalism does run into its own problems. If too much emphasis is put on personal freedom, nation-states may find themselves in a situation where all their citizens are completely different, where there is no national culture or common beliefs. Too much differentiation can break down our sense of community, togetherness, our sense of being one. We are then left with a nation of lots of individuals, but no unity or common beliefs or culture.
Yes, I see the argument.
Well, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm both.
See, well,
Yeah.
and you know, and there's nothing wrong with being right in the middle of both of those philosophies, because I am too.
Yeah, both of them.
But you know, I think sometimes, and this is where they call the left and the right of that idealisms, you know, sometimes force too much change, i.e., you know, overturning nice theses, overturning the abortion laws. You know, that's a radical change. You know, vote for it. See what the United States has to say about it.
Well, we can't give up on what the country was built on. The country was, okay, let me rephrase that. The country's built on a bunch of BS, okay? But it is transcending into something bigger and better. It's more diverse now. It's a melting pot. It's a lot of traditions that we still can hold ourselves from the original America. Then we can incorporate from the African culture, the Indian culture, British culture, the Irish culture, the original cultures, the Asian culture that built this country. Let's not forget that.
I believe we do need to be moderates, just like what you're saying, so that so that each influence has an equal say, because I understand the issues, and to really get anything done, to get the teamwork behind everything, to get it, you're going to have to listen to both sides. And, and there's got to be concessions on both sides, just not, a dictatorship of this is how it's going to frickin' be.
Yeah, it's funny because in America always talk about the, Republican Democrats. They always talk about we got a democratic country, means that people have a voice. But Smooth Tim, we realize that it's about rich people have the biggest voices.
But isn't it interesting with the swipe of a pen, how you can wipe out?
Yeah, but you gotta understand though, culture is culture. Power is power. Hip hop, R&B, rock, whatever music gender that's really popping, pop music. If you have that power within the country or the culture is going to shift to that. Politics is very important, but it's more than politics. It's bigger than that. That's why I like Trump, because Trump was in everything, but then he became president. He was into that shit.
He screwed it all up. He screwed it all up for 100G. What were you thinking?
Yeah, he was into the black shit, the white shit. He was into like the movie shit, the hotels, entertainment, but he became president. That's the real job.
That was it.
And it killed him. It killed him. That's a real job. But right wing, left wing, liberal, conservative, Republican, you gotta understand though, at the end of the day, Tim, we talk about this all the time. I'll be sitting on the sideline when you be talking to my brother and all that Larry E. I heard it all the time. It's all the same. It's all about money. Money, Tim. Who has the money? Who has the power? But you can use influences from all these other genders, from music and sports and all that, to build your resume to be powerful in politics. But you got to be smart about it. But you got to know you got to be a politician.
That's why I like to keep my eye on things. I always, Kid Queen, I like to watch both left wing and right wing, or let's call it conservative and liberal
I love it, because it gives you variety.
And you listen to a variety of stuff, and sometimes it's just like so insane, and that comes both sides. The stuff they throw, the mud they try to throw against the wall to see if it sticks. Yeah,
I love that mud shit. They be hating like mud. They be
that's what it is.
Throwing shade. They be throwing
and that they, throw something till it sticks.
That's professional. It ain't like the hood shit. They be throwing professional shade.
That's politics. So it goes, so it goes.
Yeah.
But speaking of things going on and what's happening, I saw something interesting that came across the news, and I was like, wow, that is really interesting. And I did not know until I seen it that the U.S. was over in Japan, and they were doing some exercises together, right? But also then I seen on the news that Russia's over in that area doing some exercises, and we already know how crazy it is over there, with North Korea, South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, all this. Check out this video.
The hell? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I said. What the hell?
With the potential for unstable security environment in the Indo-Pacific region, an alliance that is built on shared security interests and shared values is more important and relevant than ever. Not only does this exercise contribute to our ability to maintain a defensive posture, bilateral training develops mutual understanding of best practices through humanitarian assistance and disaster relief operations alongside the Japanese Self-Defense Force.
我々については日米の共同による対処によりこの地域の安定と平和について、確保することについて信念を持って実施をしております。これが言葉だけのものではなく実際の能力として実施ができること、この能力についてしっかりとそれを目の当たりにしてもらいたいと思います。そのことが我々に意思と能力があり、米海兵隊とともにこの地域を守る実行力を保有をしていること、そしてこれが抑止力につながること、これを期待をしております。
Like I said, you know how they, you sometimes do an end around. What they used to call that? The old flea flicker, right? You think the ball's going right.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, sorry about that. I messed with them tricks last night. Yeah, you said somebody did a big dicker. What'd you say?
I said flea flicker. I said
okay.
Putin's doing the flea flicker over in Ukraine while the people are watching what's going on there. Yeah, see what happens with the Japanese.
I was up late last night. Okay. Yeah. What show this is? This is. Oh, okay. My bad. Yeah. Keeping an eye on Asia. I'm sorry, Smooth Tim. Fell asleep. I'm tired. Go ahead, man.
Did you for real? Yeah. Anyhow, hey, yeah. Well, shit. Yeah, well, keep an eye on Asia people. Now you know why. Then
you ain't gonna want me on the show no more. My bad. Oh, shit.
Well, it's all right, man. I didn't mean to show you a boring video.
No, it wasn't boring, man.
No big deal. But hey, no, we can recover from that one. But no, I mean.
I saw the video. Go ahead. Go and talk, Smooth Tim.
got me all fucked up.
I'm messing with you. I'm 100G, baby. Ain't my brother. Come on now, baby. I'm messing with you. Got him. You got pranked. 100G. Did you got pranked? I pranked him. Yeah. Okay, let's go back. Let's talk. Let's do it.
Okay, so what's your opinion?
Well, I'm kind of confused. You got me on two screens. Smooth Tim, what?
I'm asking your opinion. You're on full screen.
Well, it's kind of funny though, because you would think that the Japanese, the United States, we're doing all the missile launches and stuff like that. You think they'll be against each other, and then you got Putin coming in and doing what he's doing. It's like a contradiction when it comes to everything they're doing. It goes to show you, like I've always been saying, the conspiracy theory is politicians are in with it with politicians. That's all I'm saying. At the end of the day, how do we know this is a big cover-up where they're trying to find a way to get extra money out of us? They're raising the gas prices because of this war. How do we know that that's not a smokescreen to raise the gas price because of this war? Okay, I saw the last show we had that y'all had when we brought talking about the missile launches and all that. I don't give it. Asian is Asian. Okay, now all of a sudden we're doing movements together.
I don't know what to say about the whole situation.
You know,
I was just telling them, I just wanted to let people know, just don't think the only thing going on in the world's over in the Ukraine when it comes to Russia. There's other stuff going on. You still can't forget about, North Korea with South Korea and everything else. I mean, come on, people.
I'm saying the soldiers in the United States have been in Korea for the longest. They've been in Korea since what war do we have in Korea?
Korea.
Okay, they've been there.
What war do we have in Korea? Korean War, I believe.
Well, I ain't up on it. You're the expert. I'm just a fill-in. But they've been up. They've been there since then. And if the United States go to Ukraine, or if they go to Germany, and we have soldiers in Germany, they're going to stay there. Okay, so I'm like, what's the purpose? Why are you still there if there's nothing there for you? Why are you in Germany? Why are you in Japan? Why are you there? So that's why I say I kind of like use this stuff lightly, and then when you show the video with everybody doing movements with each other, you know damn well that if Asian, Japan, Korea, other than the Philippines and Vietnamese, those Japan and China, they're closely linked.
Oh, well,
in my opinion.
It's all economically driven.
Yeah. Now you take away the Filipinos, which is considered that, and you take away Vietnamese because they don't have no much economic power. All right, but those two powers, they're linked. So why all of a sudden you shooting out missiles? Now we're doing movements together.
Because they're concerned about their interest.
Yeah, that's why it's hard, and I try to get serious sometimes. I understand, like, people are dying, stuff is getting blown up, but come on, Tim. Once you get a certain age, you get a certain intelligent level, you know what I'm saying? You got a bit different level than I got. You smart shit, you know that shit, but I'm learning from what y'all be saying on the shows. When you get to a certain level, I'm like, how are you going to sit here and tell me that we are against them, but now we're working with them when they're still connected? A lot of people ain't woke. Did you catch that at the very end, though?
Did you catch that at the very end where apparently there was never a treaty ended on those islands from World War II when it came to Russia's seizing that particular area? So that's the dispute, is that at the end of World War II, Russia should have moved out, apparently, and let Japan reclaim their islands. But it's still
this is bullshit. They're fucking with us. Okay, I'm tired. I'm really tired of them fucking with us. And I'm gonna tell you, I wasn't as sharp on this until I started watching the show. They're fucking with us. A treaty is a piece of paper with some words written on it. That's all it is. A treaty is a handshake. You can go to the hood and shake hands with a big time dope dealer and shake hands. He'll come back and shoot your ass in the back the next day. Come on, man. A treaty?
Right.
The Indians signed a treaty. Look what happened to them.
Yeah, the indigenous Indians. Yeah, look what happened to them. Well,
yeah, they signed a treaty.
Look back at
don't mean shit.
You even look back historically when England and Scotland was fighting, and they decided, yeah, we got a treaty. Yeah, we're good. And then England invaded them, and tried to slaughter them.
A treaty. Yeah, it's a piece of. It's all about money and power. Okay, let's sign a treaty. You know what I was signing a treaty? If I'm whooping somebody whooping my ass, and I know that they got some sympathy, I say, hey, check this out. Let's sign a treaty. I'm going to go peace in with you, and then let's cool this out for right now. While I'm saying that, I'm trying to strategize. How can I whoop this motherfucker? How can I find a way to get over on him or her so I can win? But I'm signing this treaty to prepare myself so I can come back and get him again. That's what treaties do. Treaties cease. They cease, and how can I say it? Cease and what else? I don't know the word, but they cease the war just for one side to prepare better to beat the other side. It's all a scam. Putin. I'm just saying, for one thing, Putin. I can't take him seriously. His name is Putin. When you poop, what happens? It sounds loud. If his name was farting, you can fart and shit on yourself. That's dangerous. But Putin.
Wait. Yeah, I mean, I said, so Putin's. So what you're saying is a Putin is just a small turd. You don't quite get the poop. It's just a Putin part of a.
But if you fart your ass off, you can probably shit on yourself. So that means he's not a real threat to me.
You're horrible, Putin. Man. That ain't right.
Putin, come on, man. Barack, come on. That's a strong name. Putin. Hey, man, Putin gonna whoop your ass. Bring him in here. I got him. Barack. Oh, Barack. Rock. No, I ain't fucking with a rock, but I fuck with a poop. Get this dude out of here, man. I'm 100G, baby.
You heard? Hey, man, let's wrap this up. Wait. There's one more thing we got to do.
Come on, baby. Let's run it.
I almost freaking forgot. And we can't let that. And that is the asshole of the week. And drum roll, please. Who could that be? None other than Texas Governor Ted Cruz. What did he go and do this time? He decided that it was a good idea to inspect, for immigration purposes, every truck coming across the border into Texas. The economic impact, they're saying, is already going to be devastating. We already have a supply chain issue, and I don't know what terrible Ted's trying to prove. I really have no idea.
I know what it is.
What is it?
My Mexican homies just talking shit about Ted Cruz. They're saying he done sold out. So he said, you know what? I'm going to bring it back and show them I'm real about this. They said he sold out in America. He sold out for Mexicans. He said, I'm going to mess with the border. Think about it, man. You go to Chipotle, you can't get no guacamoles and no lemons in there. You can't get nothing good that export out of Mexico. Mexico got some of the best. They got some good hot sauce. Put that on some chicken. You put the lemon on that stuff you give from Chipotle, that chicken on Chipotle. Come on, man. He messed up guacamole. You stick to those in Doritos, and they go hard on Doritos. Doritos ain't paying me to say that, so forget I said Doritos. They go hard on some chips.
Flaming hot Doritos, flaming hot. Yeah, and to top it off, today, the first of the asylum seekers landed in D.C. courtesy of Ted. He decided to put the asylum seekers that were at the Texas-Mexico border that came across, load them up on a bus and send them to Washington, D.C. I was like,
that dude's a fucking dick, man.
He can't help but this being mean.
When it first started for Irish people and then African people in America, it ain't ended. He's a fucking Republican. They're selfish. They're arrogant. I can't relate to him when I'm selfish and arrogant. They can kiss my big white ass.
He is a huge hater of his own race, as you said. I mean, it's almost like he denies that he has any type of Latino heritage.
It's ridiculous.
And that would be like, I mean, let's put him as a a black person that's, if that's going to, act the same way towards people of his culture,
Name somebody. Tim, say it. Say the name that sold out in black folks. Say it. I'm cool. Say a black person. Eminem done sold out. He all rap, hip hop. I'm like, well, what about other genres? I'm like, come on. It's always, in every race, is always a fucking sellout. Will Smith done sold out. I don't care if he did slap Chris Rock. He sold the fuck out. Jay Pickett ain't all black. I'm saying everybody done sold out. It happens.
I don't know what to say, man. Yeah,
Ted Cruz.
I just can't believe, and he's running for governor again. Isn't he not up for election this year? Yes.
Well, man, you gotta understand. That's Ted Cruz. For one thing, his first name is Ted. No, damn well his name ain't no damn Ted. His first name is probably Jesus. He gonna just put Ted. How the hell is Ted?
I just cannot believe the stuff he gets away with. What was it? He takes, trips down to, what was that, Cancun during the lockdown, and the stuff he says, and I just am flabbergasted that people of Texas, and I have lived there, for a number of years, and I love the state, how you can have somebody like that represent you.
What flabbergasted mean? You said flabbergasted. That mean that you fat or you full of air? What?
Flabbergasted? Just befuddled. I just don't understand. I can't process.
What the hell befuddled mean? What's befuddled?
I got you befuddled.
I'm not my brother.
Okay. Okay, let's call it, have you ever been 100 G'd? Now that's befuddling.
Okay, I don't want to be on the show no more.
Okay, good.
I'm tired. No. I put on my good grill for this show. Yeah, I feel some hostility right now. Okay.
Did I hurt your feelings?
100 G don't have feelings.
No, you cold as ice.
That's why I got my mink on in the summertime.
Cold as ice.
Yeah,
well,
baby.
Let it roll out of here. Well, 100 G, tell everybody how you can be followed before we get out of here.
Hey, I be on my brother stuff. Facebook, SL Junior Larry. Holler at me on there. Same thing on Instagram, SL Junior Larry. I be on my brother stuff. SL Junior Larry, aka 100 G. That's how I get down. He told me I need to leave something about personal training because I don't personal train. He said leave a tip. My tip is if you drink a bunch of alcohol and one night, make sure you drink some water too. That's the tip.
Got the tip? I drink a lot of water with my alcohol. Also, I will just get a double shot with some water. I should be good.
Four drinks to 1 shot of water. You get your four full drinks, a shot of water. You should be okay.
I got it. 4-to-1 mixture. Anyhow, you can follow me, Smooth Tim McGiffin, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or go to www.thequeensilvershow.com and join us there at the contact tab and get on the friends list. Anyhow, yeah, I see all that bling, man. Tell her. Anyhow, man, let's get the hell out of here. Until next week, man. We'll holla. Peace.